I don't think I've ever seen Galactus with his mask off.
He looks pretty normal under there, like astonishingly normal under there. I thought that was his face.
Okay, let's get into it right now. I thought that was his face. That's actually pretty funny, dude. Tim Meyer figured it out. We done screwed up.
He's been pretty persistent in pointing out our omission, a glaring omission we have made. We skipped Silver Surfer 51.
No, it's okay though, because this issue is kind of like part of the Infinity Gauntlet, but it has like no impact to the story. But it's really good, and we're gonna cover it right now.
Do what we say.
Silver Surfer 51. This takes place before Infinity Gauntlet 1, so we are way overdue. However, this issue is all about one character, Galactus, who hasn't even made the main event yet. So technically, we can throw this in there, and it fits within the timeline.
We stumbled, but we didn't trip and fall. This one it's okay. We can do this one now.
Let's redeem ourselves.
Galactus hasn't reappeared in the Infinity Gauntlet event. If memory serves me, he does appear, I think, actually in the Cosmic Heroes portion of the battle, the Cosmic Gods section, which is coming up relatively soon.
Yes. But we have a lot of Silver Surfer to get to. So we're going to start off with Silver Surfer issue number 51. We're taking it back, but we're starting with Galactus, so you know it's going to be good. And we have my favorite part of the issue, starting out the issue strong, with Galactus without his helmet on.
It was really strange. He's just a guy.
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
He's just a guy.
I never clicked. I don't know Silver Surfer nearly as well as I should, apparently, because you're right. He's just a person. He's just really big.
And he eats planets. But other than that, he's a normal looking dude.
Really cool 3 panels, though.
It reminded me of the Darth Vader scene where his helmet gets lowered down and you see that it's a real guy under there too. Like,
absolutely. And he has like these Doc Ock tentacles everywhere to just do his commands.
Yeah.
We have Nova, but not Nova.
Yeah.
We have a different Nova. Nova that was kind of retroactive Nova. First, she was introduced into the Marvel Universe as Johnny Storm's girlfriend.
There's like the Space Nova, like the Green Lantern knockoff Nova, as
Sure.
I like to call
Part of the Nova Corps, of course.
Right, yes. Very, very suspiciously Green Lantern-esque group of spacefaring superhero cops. But I digress.
Ryan's favorite superhero is Green Lantern, so give him that.
I'm a little biased. This Nova is the ex-girlfriend of Johnny Storm of the Fantastic Four. She volunteered to become a Herald of Galactus in issue 244 of Fantastic Four.
Okay, so she's the Herald of Galactus right now. And why are we following this story? Well, because we picked up Thanos' introduction to Galactus.
They had a little conversation meeting, like threatening, bro stare down.
That's right. This is prior to the Great Disappearance. So Thanos warned Galactus, kind of wanted him on his side. And Galactus really didn't think anything of Thanos until Thanos made the planet he was about to consume disappear right before he left the scene. So this is immediately after that. Galactus is still super hungry, and he needs his herald to go and fetch him some dinner.
A little weird when you put it in those terms, but yeah, that's kind of basically what this entire issue boils down to. And it's her kind of emotional quandary, which I'm sure we've seen Silver Surfer do 1,000 times, like, oh no, I have to pick a planet full of people to sacrifice and condemn to death just for this giant planet-eating guy to keep going.
Galactus is figuratively and literally larger than life. These planets are, you think you compared it to, like, you don't complain about the bacteria on the sucker that you're going to eat.
Yeah.
It's just a part of what has to happen in nature. And this is a struggle that we know Silver Surfer to go through. But what's interesting is we get this struggle through the eyes of Nova, which is a more relatable character.
Because you've had a little bit of development with her as a human being, and you know that she's an Earthling. She comes from planet Earth, unlike Silver Surfer, who comes from Zenla, which is a completely Krypton-like planet almost in outer space. He's an alien.
There's a point in this because there's a little bit of a love interest between her, Silver Surfer, and Fire Lord that happened earlier that we're not going to get into. But she does kind of talk about her pet peeves about Silver Surfer. And I think this is a good explanation in how we relate these experiences seen through her as a character versus Silver Surfer. Because she describes Silver Surfer as someone who's a little too holier than thou.
Yeah, she comes into it kind of like, well, why are you even worried about picking a planet, man? It's my job. They gotta die. I'm gonna pick those people, and their planet's now Galactus food. Sucks to be them, but I got a job to do.
All right, so we have Nova going through having to be convinced that there's more effort that needs to be put into the choosing of planets, what Galactus is going to devour to replenish his energy.
So Nova needs a little more convincing. So Silver,
Nova.
She's not Nova.
She's not Nova.
I
Okay.
call her Frankie Ray, so I don't get confused with the actual Nova.
Nova.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fake Nova. She needs more convincing. So Silver Surfer decides to go on a little journey. He tells her to kind of hold on to the back of the surfboard and provide her own level of boost because his normal surfboard speeds are not up to snuff.
Been going pretty fast this whole series. He needs to go faster.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, when they're like, all right, we got to go up to power level 9,000. All right, so I'm just going to yell louder and a little longer, and my hair is going to get a little bigger.
I may poop myself a little. It's going to be okay.
It's okay. It's all part of the process. We're getting mad. So that's kind of how my brain works with this sequence in Silver Surfer. Like, all right, we're going to go super fast. So now the audience has an idea of like, whoa, they're going somewhere real far away. And
it actually works really cool.
It actually is my favorite panel in the whole issue. It's drawn super cool. It's like some kind of full page light speed almost image of the two of them just hurtling through space. But eventually they get to this planet, and he tells her, "No, let's go check it out. There's people down here. There's these primitive, prehistoric kind of man ape looking dudes. Like, you sure you want to kill them?" And she's like, "Well, it's 1,000,000 years ago. That's even if they are gonna do something cool, it's not any problem of mine now."
Yeah, this is just like they're a little bit more evolved apes, It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Galactus, he needs to eat. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Let's get back there. We don't have any time. There's no time. So he says, let's investigate a little more. We got something to see here. And he takes her to this cave. And on the walls of the cave is a bunch of cave drawings that she recognizes from France.
What?
What?
France?
France? That's on planet Earth.
Holy crap. Okay. We went back in time.
They went back in time.
Yes. Oh, Silver Surfer's awesome.
They did a Superman, I guess, where you go fast enough and you go through time.
That's right.
That's how it works.
That's how you show the impact. Even if there's a little bit of life on this planet, it means that it could end up being Earth. It could end up being a planet that you would want to protect. It could end up being a planet that you're from.
Yeah, it brings the whole experience home for her. Like, oh, shit, if we did this, I wouldn't be around. I would not exist. And it kind of just brings her into an existential funk, and she realizes the error of her ways.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how this whole experience for her wraps up.
So after this experience, after Silver Surfer shows the potential consequences to her careless choosing of planets, she's presented with a decision. Does she sacrifice this new planet she found where there are farmers, where there are actual people living? This isn't even like a prehistoric version of some type of humanity. This is a civilization.
They're a little evolved. Yeah, they're not just smashing things with bones and stuff. They're civilized.
What does she do? Galactus is hungry. And not just this, too. She's not just thinking about having to please Galactus. There's purpose behind this decision. She knows that Thanos is out there, and she knows that Galactus needs to get ready for this battle.
Yeah, Thanos is a tough dude, and Galactus is one of the few entities that might be able to stand somewhat of a chance because he's a little larger than life, as we discussed earlier. So this decision has further-reaching ramifications than she's normally used to. So it has an added twist to it.
Does she sacrifice? I mean, we spent this whole issue discussing the challenges of these types of decisions in this universe.
Yep.
But she has to.
Yeah, it's a downer. It's a bit of a dark moment there at the end, and we've had a few of those happen throughout this coverage so far. But this one kind of hurts a little bit.
This is a very brutal sequence of events, and I'm really glad we went back to cover this issue because
thanks, Tim.
Tim, we do appreciate you because this was a very deep moment. Like, you get this decision that you don't expect, but you know it has to happen, and then you see panel after panel of Galactus going, all right, thank you, my Herald. I'm going to go feast.
Chow time.
This is the issue with Fantastic Four. We've been chatting about this, and it's just consequential when we're going through this because there's so much Silver Surfer in this run.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for there to be a really good Silver Surfer / Galactus movie, we need to get these types of moments done on screen right. We have these moments that are like, it's like the ending of Cloverfield Paradox, that reveal of the creature breaking through the clouds. It's that reveal at the end of Blair Witch Project when the camera drops and you're left with just seeing the person standing staring. It's these things that are like the essence of the media itself. This is a moment right here that defies Galactus. This is Galactus. Him entering a planet with his like Doc Ock like tentacles from his ship, like legit just alien invasion status.
Yeah.
But just him, a giant, to a civilization like they don't even know, they can't even contemplate what they're seeing. And he just destroys it in seconds. Like
to the Death Star, like it turns into dust, into rubble, and just floating out in free form into space.
With bodies just floating.
Yeah, I didn't even catch it, honestly.
You don't think about stuff like this with Galactus, but this is what it looks like. When you think Devourer of Planets, you think, yeah, he eats the planets. It's Dark Phoenix destroys a planet,
sure,
and causes mass genocide. But when you see Galactus do it in these panels, and you see the floating bodies with blood frozen coming out of their mouths, with Nova mid-panel realizing what she just, like the decision she just made. Whoa, how heavy is that?
Yeah, it hurts. It's very heavy. It's going to be hard for them to do that in a movie because, I don't know. I don't feel like comic book movies are supposed to be that heavy.
Exactly. But how do you do Galactus otherwise? You can't.
Exactly.
You can't dumb down genocide. We do appreciate your time, comic book fam. We do have Galactus entering the Infinity Gauntlet Saga here pretty soon, but not before we cover some more Silver Surfer issues. This one kind of went a little off the rails a little bit. I enjoy it.
It's a little experimental. I like it. It's a little bit of a detour before we get back into the current era of Infinity Gauntlet.
I want to know what the audience thinks about Galactus, about what they hope to see in maybe the Fantastic Four franchise that we know is inevitably going to grace our screens here in the near future.
I'm excited for that. It's got to happen, and I'm very excited for that movie.
Comments in the description down below. We do appreciate your time, comic fam, and as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough said. Thanks so much for watching the video. We got 2 giveaways to announce. The first person that won is Pale Ale. Thank you so much for commenting on our video. We will be sending you this Hulk cereal bowl. All right, and then the next winner is CIA, the Comic Book Intelligence Agency. Thank you so much for commenting on our video. We're gonna be sending you this What If issue number 40. Hit the description to find out how to contact us so we can get these in the mail. Thank you so much, comic book fam, and we will see you very soon.